It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Monday, which means we are talking relationships.
Yes.
And some of the principles upon which our democracy is built is those of being equality, fairness, and freedom of expression, and can actually also be applied to our relationships as tools to strive for and maintain a balance of power. So today we are asking the question, do you feel that there is a balance of power in your relationship? We have clinical psychologist Asha Dullabh in studio here to help us really to discuss this, unpack, and also taking your questions and comments via our Facebook page. So if you do have any of those, please head on over there.
And this is such an important conversation to have, Asha. So good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a big one, Asha, because
Always
relationships are driven by dynamics all the time. But one of the most important ones, I think, is how people feel valued or how much they feel like they show up and are received. Let's talk about equality. Does that then mean that each partner in a relationship has to show up at 50-50?
I think that the idea of 50-50 would be ideal, but I think it's quite difficult and tricky to get the 50-50 split. We are human beings with various needs. You know, we have our emotional needs, our financial needs, our household needs, and to expect a 50-50, then we're looking at a transactional relationship where you then start bargaining and keeping score, which can result in some difficulties over time. So ideally, we need to look at our needs and have a conversation about what we feel is fair. I think it's really about an experience or feeling of this is fair for me, because things change in our relationship as we evolve and grow together.
I like that. And I mean, in any relationship, I think everyone needs to play their part, have their responsibilities. So let's unpack some of the things. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how you can be equal in your responsibilities. It's not a case of I wash dishes, you do the cooking. Like, there needs to be more to that throughout the whole relationship.
Well, when we speak about responsibilities, I think that we know we have the cluster of the financial responsibilities, seeing to the bills, seeing to the bonds. Then we have the chores of the house, and of course children. Children are big and huge responsibilities, but first and foremost, we need to look at the responsibility of caring for our partner and appreciating our partner. That's the greatest responsibility that will actually help us to see each other as equals in a relationship, rather than a sense of I am superior, you are inferior, or I'm better, you are less than, because sometimes those kind of things play up depending on how an individual feels in a relationship. So often there's low self-esteem from one partner, or there's a low self-worth, and that partner may feel a bit inferior, which can create problems. And the other partner can also feel a bit too superior, which can also be a challenge.
And these things are created over time. I mean, good examples of day-to-day formats where these things sort of get born could be that you have a job, I don't have a job, and that could make someone feel inferior or superior. But now, once responsibilities have been laid out and we understand that, what is the guidance then that must be followed in making sure that these are carried out in the relationship, in the day-to-day functioning of it?
Well, definitely speaking about it regularly, and looking and reassessing responsibilities, because things change. Like you said, circumstances can be that one partner has a job, another one doesn't, but also our well-being, our emotional well-being. Sometimes some of us may be feeling a bit down or a bit stressed, and we are needing more from our partner that time, and then at that point we can't go, wait a minute, this is 50-50, and I can't help you further, because that means I'm going to a 60%. So that can become tricky. So it's really just meeting the emotional needs and trying to find the balance in the home. Where there's appreciation and love and care.
I like that. Well, Asha Dullabh's not going anywhere as we continue to talk about finding the balance in your relationship. So if you do have a comment or a question for Asha, please head on over to our Facebook page. You can leave your comments there, and we will make sure Asha gets to answer them.